Hi, Gemini. All is well. I want to go ahead and get into a reading for the last portion of March 2019. I've already shuffled these cards quite a bit. I'm going to shuffle a little bit more and we will get started, okay? Show me Gemini energy for March 2019, last portion of March for Gemini. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Gemini. Gemini. So you have the Wheel of Fortune here in reverse. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse can talk about ending things, ending cycles, basically using your experience and knowledge in a situation to release yourself from it. It's, you know, if you've been in a situation where either you feel like you can't get anywhere, things are just stagnating, it's not moving, you know, going back into a situation would essentially be just perpetuating negativity. This is talking about choosing to end it. We can also talk about bad luck, but, yeah. Show me more for Gemini. So you have the Six of Cups in reverse. So the Six of Cups talks about somebody from your past. In reverse, it can also talk about romanticizing a situation with them. It can talk about being on the fence about going back into a situation with them. You know, but recognizing that if you were to do that, it would actually be almost like backsliding in a way. Like you've done enough work and progression to get yourself to a healthier place at this point, and now it's like with the potential of this person, you know, coming back, like you may be giving it thought, but it doesn't have to mean you have to re-engage in the situation. Sometimes it's best when things are just left completed, you know. You could be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio as well, okay? Or somebody heavily with that in their chart. Show me more for Gemini. So you have the Empress, Gemini. You have this. This is Taurus energy. With the Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So in regard to this energy, Gemini, this is basically choosing to do things your way, choosing to be, basically create your own life by your own design. This is somebody who is financially stable. They're emotionally stable. They take care of their life and those that are in it. They have enough. Basically, their cup runneth over. If you've been out of a situation for a while and there's like this pull, like an energetic pull towards somebody, it may be time to release that. It may be time to recognize that you may be better off without that person or without that situation in your life. It doesn't always have to be a person. It can be a way of doing things. It can be a way of doing things how we were taught in childhood, okay? But either way, this talks about getting back on the horse, going for what you want, and really stabilizing the shit out of your life, making certain of what you need in your life and going for it, okay? People come to the Empress. The Empress doesn't go to people. With this here, this Two of Swords in reverse, this can talk about making a decision. Sometimes upright, this talks about not knowing the direction to go in, you know. Here, we're kind of at a standstill. Here, we're moving forward. We're not choosing to engage in a situation negatively anymore. Show me more for Gemini. Yeah, so you have the Five of Swords here in reverse with the Five of Wands here as well. So this is basically conflict. It's conflicting energies as far as people go. Somebody that you've dealt with, or somebody who's dealing with you, where somebody has essentially been emotionally manipulative. Somebody has been, Marcel, please, baby. They've been, it's like they fight for no reason, or they come to no, they come to you with shit all the time. It's like they egg you on. They jab at you. Don't poke the tiger, like that kind of thing. It's like they don't have your best interest at heart. They're very selfish sometimes. Sometimes it's even a person that just goes against everybody by being incredibly selfish. You know, they may see you as somebody who's able to give a lot, and they take and they take and they take. And there's a point after a while, Gemini, where you're like, done. I don't want to be taken from anymore. I don't want to be taken advantage of. I'd rather be on my own and be healthy and solid in my life versus having to deal with some, you know, gnat, you know, like sucking your tit, like let it go. So yeah, because it just seems to bring conflict. It seems to bring frustration, and it seems like also the communication here is not too great. Underneath that, you have the Queen of Swords. This queen is basically somebody who cuts things out. She's somebody who, well, first of all, she's the air sign. She's your sign, Gemini. This is air energy, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini energy. But she's also somebody who makes decisions based upon her experience in a situation with the person. She looks at a situation for what it offers, what it is. Do they come correct? Are they being honest? Are they bringing me a load of bullshit? Like that type of energy. And she really makes her decision based upon that. She's not somebody that's going to beat around the bush. She doesn't have time for excuses. She's like, if you changed, show me, prove it. And you're going to be proving it for the rest of your life. You know, not like she's going to be ball busting, but like, show me what you've done. Show me how you've changed. Show me your growth. Let's be real here. And if it doesn't work, she cuts it out. But the same goes for herself. If the situation, if the potential for re-engaging in a situation that doesn't make sense for her to be in any longer, because she's grown, because she's learned from a situation, because she's learned from a person how they are and how they haven't changed, or how it just makes her feel like shit and nauseated. She doesn't want to be in it, you know, that energy she'll leave willingly. Should be more for Gemini. Yeah, so in essence, here we have the Four of Pentacles. So this is basically holding off, shutting down, not letting anything in, not letting anything out. It's being conscious in regard to what you vibrate with, what you will receive, what you're willing to give out to others. It can talk about not communicating. It can talk about being very shut off, cold, you know, especially with that air energy of yours, and also that Queen of Swords here too. I put her back on the deck, but, you know, just her presenting herself right now, it's like you may need to be more discerning. You may need to have a level of cool-headedness about you in regard to dealing with this situation, to dealing with this person. And if it's not a person in your life, then it's a way of thinking. It's a way of experiencing things that have been detrimental. It's tearing yourself down for no reason. It's, you know, undoing programming that has been basically bestowed upon you since childhood. You know, a lot of, I feel too here, you know, sometimes our parents mean the best, but they're coming from like a heavy religion, or, you know, blacks shouldn't marry whites, you know, or like some bullshit like that. Like, you know, it's unhealthy. It's outdated. It's not sane. Like literally, like it doesn't make any sense other than to segregate situations. If it's not a person, it's you segregating yourself from what you could have in your life, you know, separating from what you could have in your life. If it's a person, you're shutting off here, okay? You have the Fool at the bottom of the deck in regard to this. So when we shut off, when we basically hold our own, you know, and what is stable for us, when we make sure that we secure our own stability and we are unyielding in that, we give ourselves the opportunity for a new beginning. This is a new beginning, but it happens after... it happens after a lot of bullshit has been experienced. It happens after a lot of growth has happened, you know, and with that, the Fool is very much about taking a step in a new direction, but it's about going in that new direction with everything that you've experienced already on your back. You've got wisdom in your footsteps, like you have understanding of how you feel and how you operate in life, what makes sense for you, you know. It's not just like, willy-nilly blowing into a situation and like, oh, whatever happens, happens. Like, no, this is more calculated. This is more effective. It's going to be effective in your life, but it has to be after you release something, after you let something go that is essentially a weight around your neck. You know, you don't want to do that. Like, what's the point in staying with something that's not helpful? Whether it be a person, whether it be a way of being. So you have the Hangman here. So this talks a lot about introspection. Again, it talks about putting things on pause, taking breaks, being conscious of what you allow into your life, sussing things up to make sure it works in your life, you know? Does it make me happy? Does it make me wholesome? Do I feel wholesome in this? Do I feel whole? Do I feel like I would want to endure a situation like this for the long haul? And those are things that you need to pay attention to. This can also very much talk about just holding on to your stability, holding on to your sanity. You know, sometimes we really need to just like find that mental space that is like, okay, even if it's new and I've not really felt like this before, it feels like this could be good. So let me just stay here. Let me stay here. You know, sometimes we need to get in contact with people in our lives that have stable lives. They have stable relationships. They have stable finances. They are, and nothing's wrong with that. We're all here to mirror each other and to share with each other our experience. You know, if somebody has that information and they love you and you feel comfortable and confident enough to, you know, ask them how they do it and, you know, learn by that experience from them, like, do it. There's nothing wrong with that. Get your ego out of the way. So you have the Knight of Wands here, Gemini, with the World at the bottom of the deck. Sorry about the glare. The World at the bottom of the deck. The world is finality. The world is ending. The world is shift. It happens once we let things go, things that are major. This is huge transformation. This is life-altering transformations. You know, when we let go of a way of being that has been stagnant for us, when we let go of a person that has been stagnant for us, that holds us down, you know, and when we let go of the idea that we have to be held down with a person, like, we free ourselves, we release ourselves. That gives you the beginning to something new. That gives you transformation. It gives you the shift and push towards something valuable, which is you. The Knight of Wands talks about moving forward into a situation very quickly. And sometimes the Knight of Wands talks about a player. I don't feel that this energy is here. I feel that this is more of your energy, Gemini. I feel that this is energy where we are getting re-engaged in life, getting excited about new ideas in life, changing your description of who you are. The description, but definition. That's the word, definition of who you are. Definition, not description. You know, really valuing who you are, recognizing what has changed in your life, how you want to go about your life from this point forward. Like, those are really crucial things that people overlook. They're just like, oh, another day, another dollar. Like, no. Everything changes for a reason, but it's really important that we recognize how much of a powerful emphasis we have on our lives, how much input we have in our lives. You know, a lot of people want to just sit by the sidelines and, you know, whatever happens, happens. And it's like, you know what? No, we have to create things. This is talking about creation. It's talking about getting excited again in your life about something that you may feel passionate about. Now, if this is the case, you know, go toward it, learn about it, exercise your staying power. You know, that is something that I'm going to say here, because the Knight of Wands isn't somebody who sticks around long, especially in endeavors as well. It's like they get their whistle wet, they're excited about something, and then they're off because it kind of, we have escalation, interest, and then goes down. So, you know, I would say really, really, like, stick with it if you're going to stick with it. Show me more for Gemini. 2 cards popping out, Gemini. So you have the Magician in reverse with the 3 of Cups in reverse, with Judgment at the bottom of the deck. So, okay. Back to this now being a person who is a cheater, somebody who's in and out of your life, somebody who's a one night stand, you know, somebody who's just hit it and quit it type of person. If you do have somebody in your life that's treated you poorly, they don't really have the best interest, your best interest at heart. This is somebody who will entangle you and snare you in third-party situations, somebody who doesn't take you seriously on an emotional level. It's somebody who will utilize somebody who will utilize your vulnerabilities and your sensitivities against you for their benefit. You know, they gather information for negative use. It's entirely self-serving. I would say be careful. If that type of energy is currently in your life, it's probably good that you let them go, you know. Judgment is at the bottom of the deck with the Ten of Swords underneath it. This is talking about stabbed in the back, terrible behavior, letting things go, but it's a finality. It's letting things go. Here we have Judgment. Does this situation make sense in my life? Do I need it in my life? Is this healthy for me to be part of? That type of energy. I almost called you Scorpio. You may be dealing with your Scorpio. Show me more for Gemini. So you have the Five of Cups in reverse here with the Four of Cups in reverse at the bottom of the deck. Five of Cups here in reverse is talking about letting go of frustration. It's talking about letting go of being hurt, emotional baggage being dropped, not caring anymore about your how somebody hurt you. You know, they hurt you. So be it. That hurt probably was a catalyst to a lot of growth and movement in your life, you know. Five of Cups in reverse, letting go, getting back on the horse and moving forward towards what you want. The Four of Cups in reverse. This is talking about somebody wanting to re-engage in a situation. You know, if somebody's trying to get back in your good graces, I think it's almost like, no, it's not happening. You know, you're on a completely different path here. Not to say you're not going to ever have them in your life again, but like it will be entirely up to you in the capacity of how they're going to present themselves into your life and how they maintain that connection. Balance, healing, taking a break, shutting somebody out. You know, if somebody is dealing with two people, more than two people, you know, it's your choice to let it go. It's your choice to no longer want to be tethered to that, to be chained to it. So, I mean, I'm going to clarify stuff, but like, you know, it doesn't feel like you're dying without this person. And if it's a way of being and how you've experienced life, it's not going to kill you to let it go. Show me this Five of Swords in reverse here for Gemini. So you have the Seven of Swords here in reverse with the King of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This person, whoever they are, they done you dirty. They did you low down and dirty, essentially. And for some people, there's varying shades of that. I mean, they don't have to be, you know, Hitler, but they definitely fucked you over. But it's talking about wanting to reconcile that. I want to say too, this month we are dealing with heavy retrograde energies. And within those retrograde energies, basically people are coming back. People are wanting second chances. People are wanting to prove their worth. People are wanting to let you know that they have been thinking about you and that you haven't really left their mind since they've been gone. But they fucked up and they weren't sure how to present themselves. And now they're here and please hear me out. That's a potential here. But I want to say to that, again, like, be certain that you're not backsliding. Be certain that you're not unraveling your own progress in regard to where you're at now in life by re-engaging with a situation or a person. You know, be sure and confident in if you understand that you've been doing a certain thing a certain way for so long, like spending money in this ridiculous way, or, you know, eating improperly and blowing your health constantly, like these things are going to catch up to you. And there's evidence of that. And now it's like, being very sure of the evidence, looking at it all, and being very clear in what makes sense to you. And that goes for this person, if this is a person as well. Like, you know, it's very important to pay attention to what they've shown you. But it's also important to pay attention to what you feel like in this situation, what makes sense for you, what you want in your life from this point forward. Okay, Gemini? Let's keep clarifying. So the Six of Cups in reverse. So Chariot in reverse with Justice at the bottom of the deck in reverse. So no movement here. You know, if this is a person from your past, there's no movement here. You know, they did you unfair. They did you dirty. They could apologize. That's fine. But like, I think there's a point here where you've kind of let it go. I don't know, Gemini, if you are harping on this or like wallowing. I don't feel that. I feel it's like a point of consideration. Like, okay, you're back, or you know, whatever they're presenting you with, the energy feels like it's like, okay, but that doesn't really jive with my life now. That's what it feels like, Gemini. It feels like, well, that doesn't jive with my life now. Like, maybe you don't know me who I am now. Like, we change. We all change, especially through pain and turmoil. We all change. But like, maybe this person isn't speaking your language anymore. Maybe this person isn't vibrating at the same level that you're at. You know, I'm not saying, you know, they're not your soulmate. Like, I want to get very clear about soulmates too. Everybody's your soulmate. The milkman down the road, you know, like, everybody's your soulmate. I think people get very lost in that word soulmate, you know. It has to be my number one, and we're gonna, you know, jump into the ocean and turn into mermaids or whatever the fuck. Like, no, like, everybody is your soulmate. We're here with each other to experience soul lessons, soul growth. It's not just one person, you know. Soulmates are tumultuous. Soulmates hurt us, you know. Some people call them karmics. Some people are on the twin flame journey. I don't really believe in the twin flame thing. You know, I believe in soulmates, but it's a loose word for me. It doesn't mean that this person isn't that, but what I'm saying here is that this person, you know, we don't all grow at the same time or the same pace. Sometimes we're in each other's lives for a blip, and then it's done. You know, the matter of healing the pain is another thing, but like, you were here for that person's growth. They were here for yours. Even if it's just a change of perception that you couldn't have gotten without them being in your life. Like, that's what soulmates are for. Literally, like, in and out, you know. Chariot in reverse, not moving forward in the thing. It's not emotionally stable. That talks about a situation being not emotionally stable. No movement, no growth. It's stifling. It's stifling. Show me the Knight of Wands here. Cards are just flying out. So you have the Page of, or the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, and you have the Nine of Swords in reverse, or upright. So, you know what? If this Knight of Wands here is offering a new beginning, it's really not much. It's really not much. And it's a beginning that you probably just want to give up, because overall, if you do take it, it feels like it basically puts you here in this mental stagnation. This is unending unease of the mind. Staying up too late at night, rehashing things in the brain, not trusting a person, you know. It's like, okay, I let them back in, but oh God, why did I do that? And now I'm stuck with them, and oh shit, can I trust them? You know, it's also, if you get back into a situation, not trusting yourself, getting upset about yourself, and like how you, oh God, I want to say, like, feel like duped, like, you know, like, did I make the right decisions? You know, can I trust my judgment? Like, those types of energies. Like, that's what I'm feeling here. Show me the Empress. So here, Gemini, here you are again. We have the Empress. For clarifying the Empress here, we have the Three of Swords in reverse with the Queen of Swords. So basically an energy where we are choosing to actively release pain, letting go of pain, letting go of hurt, releasing things that basically perpetuate negative ego, letting go of things that essentially just are no longer healthy for us to be part of, because we recognize how much they cause stagnation and harm in our energy. You know, the Queen of Swords is somebody who cuts things out. I believe she popped up a little earlier. She's back. This is you. It's looking at a situation entirely. She's got her back to this. It's letting it go, but truly freeing yourself from a situation, releasing yourself from that, okay? This is abundance. This is healthy-minded thinking. Also, I want to mention the Empress is all about self-care. She's about nurturing the self. She's about taking care of everything, but also for herself. You know, I mentioned this in many videos, but the Empress for me is very much... She makes sure that she, you know, puts good things in her body, good food, good water. She puts good things in her mind. You know, she's educating herself. She's learning about herself. She's learning about others. She's learning about life. She meditates. She's somebody who nurtures herself. This is a nurturing card. This is a nurturer. You know, she's somebody who gives to others, but only when her cup is full. It's not just about taking a bubble bath and eating a pint of ice cream, you know, like, it's, sure, that's part of it, but like self-care, like for real, she's making sure what's coming out of her mouth is clear, it's concise, but it's also healthy-minded. It's not talking shit about everybody else, you know, it's like not gossiping and whatever, you know, it's literally like, I realize that words carry a fair amount of power. I realize that words carry a lot of vibration, and those words are coming from me. So if I'm spitting poison, it's literally what's inside of me, you know? It's being careful and conscious about that, okay, Gemini? So let's go ahead and pick an oracle card. I'm using the Nocturna deck. This is given to me by my friend. I love it. It is all hand-painted. Yeah, let's shuffle for you. Show me for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for Gemini, please. Gemini. Oh, that was quick. Starfish, Gemini. Let's read it. All right, Gemini, starfish, healing, regrowth, sensory. A starfish is one of the many creatures that can regrow a lost limb. The many nerves that stretch from the center of the animal to its arms even allows a completely severed limb to regenerate into a whole new starfish. Loss is painful, but is a very inevitable and necessary part of life. However, with each experience, there is opportunity for learning and growth. So everything we talked about in this video. I mean, I don't say that to be like arrogant, but like it's moving away from things, letting things go to regrow, changing your life, changing yourself, accepting things, and making sense of you. So, all right. Yeah, I hope this message resonated with you, and I will be back in April for your reading, for your new April reading. Yeah, if it resonated, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to donate, there is a donation link in the description box below, and I will be back soon. All right, take care, Gemini. Bye-bye.